In the previous video, we looked at the populations, which is where we dictate the number of choices that boys and girls should choose and whether they need a reserve or not, whether it's one or two or none. We also double check the subjects and the students. We need to make sure that all the subjects are there and all the students are there. Moving on into this video, we're going to set up some of the parameters. So come down to the Tools Online System button. Step 1 and Step 2, again, they're just links out to more documentation. So an overview of tools and the manual. If you click on that button, it will take you out to a PDF. But obviously these videos will take you through the majority of that PDF. In terms of installing or setting up tools, then you've got two options. You either host it in school on your servers, or you can ask MIST to host it on your behalf. So again, more information on the installation and the hosting, just click on that button and you'll get the PDF. Okay, let's come down to Step 3, setting up the students and the parameters. So there's my list of 101 students. So at the top, step number 1, there's a label that will be seen in tools by the students, by the parents. So you need to change that one, GCSE options, to something which is meaningful, excuse me, to the parents and students. So if you don't want the year 10 in there, actually let's just have it GCSE options. If you've got a course booklet, an options booklet that you want the students to be able to access, if you've got that on your school website or in some kind of repository, then as long as you know the web address, type that web address into Step 2. This cannot be added in tools. So put the URL in there. If it's a long web address, then please use something like bit.ly.com, where you can paste in your long web address and ask it to shorten it, and it will give you a short web address. So there is a character limit. So if you feel you've got a long web address, shorten it down. Step 3, really important for us. Because we've asked the boys and girls for 4 choices, are we going to enforce that? So with this one ticked, yes, the boys and girls are going to have to choose all of their 4 choices and their reserves. Whereas if you don't mind them not putting in reserves, say, you can deselect that one. But obviously that does mean that a student could just opt for 2 subjects rather than the whole array of 4 choices. So it's down to you. You need to decide whether that one's ticked or not ticked. So actually what I'll do in terms of a web address for completeness, let's just put in our web address in there so you can see what happens in tools. Super important here, we need to assign usernames and passwords to all the boys and girls. So click on that one, okay, just agree to it and it will regenerate them for all the boys and girls. So again, by all means read all the information about whether you want to exclude students from going out onto the web because of GDPR, etc. So I'm just going to click on OK. You're more than welcome to save that list as an Excel spreadsheet so that you can easily help students if they lose their username or password. So now I've set up the username and passwords for the boys and girls. I've set up a label for tools and I've set up a web address so they can go out to a careers booklet or a course booklet should you wish. And Step 3 is whether tools is going to force them to make all of the choices or they can make 2 out the 4 choices. Click on close and we'll export the students and the subjects in the next video.